There is now all of this discourse on X, I would say, about me being there and watching while he walked and meeting him, and God forbid, this is the worst, God forbid, I'm so sorry that I did this, but I smiled at him. Oh my God, cue the meltdowns, guys.
I don't know if you've noticed this, maybe you have, but there's a war for Clavicular right now. Everybody who has a voice and anybody in media...
I said jet fuel can melt steel, so how did it not data?
I'm not discrediting you. I was talking about the overall meme, the jet fuel can't melt steel beams meme. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you're somebody to discredit. You misunderstood me. Have you noticed that people are battling for Clavicular's soul, right? Especially after he said that Gavin Newsom mogs and that JD Vance is a subhuman. They're realizing that this is the next up guy. This is going to be the forefront in how much influence he has in Gen Z. And they want that so bad. The reason that Netanyahu goes on the Nelk Guys podcast, regulated? Why is social media regulated? I eat King Burger and the Mickey D every day. I love fry French. I'm just like you, Goyim. Regulated? Why are they banning people on, like, while he's literally mid-podcast banning people on Instagram and trying to relate to the Nelk boys. Nelk guys, I'm just like you, Goyim. We're the same. Israel, America, it's one big country. Because they want that audience. They promote Judeo-Christian values to get them to think, to get the frat boy, the youth, to support Israel. This is why they were so nervous about Charlie Kirk later on in his career, because Charlie Kirk was turning against Israel. He said that October 7th was an inside job. He said that Epstein was an Israeli spy. They didn't like that. And they don't promote that now in Turning Point. They never talk about that. They talk about everything else. So he said pro-Trump, and he did meet his wife in Israel, according to her own words. And again, Erica Kirk, she went quickly from being the most beloved widowed wife in America to people being like, wait, why is she spreading her legs open on Instagram in 2018 and quoting Ye lyrics saying, what's she order? Fish fillet? I don't know if she's making a joke about how her pussy smells like fish or if she's just wearing a fit. But do you remember this? Or did you see this? I posted this the other day. This is a real image from Erica Kirk's Instagram. Spreading her legs wide open on the stairs, wearing like a Jacob Sartorius Vine fit in 2018. It's funny that this fit is so like 2014, 15, and it's 2018. Caption, what's she order? Fish fillet? Yo, whip so cold. This old thing. Right, and so now the narrative around Charlie Kirk is there, she's crying and she's saying, Charlie said anti-Semitism was brain rot. Charlie Kirk was a beloved Israel supporter. They don't talk about how he said Epstein was an Israeli spy and and how he said October 7th was an inside job, right? So the war for the mind is really strong. They need the youth because Gen Z is overwhelmingly turning against Israel. This happened, especially after October 7th. All of TikTok is in support of Palestine. They're all saying free Palestine because liberals have the propensity to lead with emotion. This is why you're liberals, because they want good for people. And so they got this one right. They're wrong about a lot of things, and they empathize and they feel bad for trans people, so they accept that. And so you can kind of understand liberal ideology, but they were right about Palestine because genocide is morally wrong. It's just such a simple one to get. Genocide is no matter what faith you believe in or whatever. So now they see Clavicular and the influence that he has and the trajectory he's on. He just turned 20 years old. He was a teenager not that long ago. And so you see the poll, the Tradcons are trying to get him, Daily Wire, Michael Knowles, the JD Vance crew with Peter Thiel, right? Everyone is trying to pull him in a certain direction. So, and he's just a mogger. He's just trying to bone smash. He just wants to mog. But that's what happens when you grow that fast, and I've never seen a rise like his. I don't think we've ever seen somebody blow up that quickly. But just I'm just pointing out to say why that's happening, if you guys have noticed that. Have you? Yeah, and the New York Times wrote a decent piece on Clav. I know, in the New York Times, they were corresponding with Epstein all over the files. So, but, yeah, it seems like you guys have seen that. Let's see what Brett Cooper said about her allegedly flying to New York to go and feel Clav's aura. Or that's what Nick said. Thanks for the super chat. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Please keep walking the straight path. Appreciate it.
They're freaking out over on X. And what I need to say to that is, oh my god, people go touch grass. Like, seriously, kick rocks, touch grass, log off, go speak to a woman in real life. Go outside and stare at the sunshine. Like, I cannot believe that this is something that is being debated and argued about. Now, first of all, for those individuals, if you want the full story, I did not even know that Clavicular was going to be walking in the show when I was first invited and agreed to go. I actually didn't think that he was gonna make it, after all, because he was literally just in jail in Arizona. But yes, he ended up walking, and obviously, I was going
Real Second Life, thanks for the 5 gifted. Appreciate it. 5 gifted, thank you. And again, for all the super chats.
the opportunity to meet him. After making content about him and after weeks of mocking him and saying that I thought he was just like a shell of a person who had no values, like, I thought the respectful, the good thing to do would obviously be.
But you didn't say it to his face. I think maybe that's why you're getting criticism. On the show and all the content and on Piers Morgan, you were saying about how he's a shell of a human, calling him this stuff, but when you saw him, it was pretty normal, pretty happy. That's why.
To go say hi in person and meet him and not be an actual asshole in real life. Because
And again, as Nick pointed out, he said, Nick and Sneako have aura, but Clav's cringe.
Not an asshole, but unfortunately, because every part of his life is streamed to people online, smiling and being nice means that you are a hoe who hates her husband and hates her family. So that's the discourse online. Again, I will say, go touch grass.
And the timing is bad. In her defense, you know, Sarah Stock allegedly was sleeping with her boss, Elijah Schaefer, was just exposed. I like the both of them, Stock and Elijah, but, you know, the people are believing the rhetoric that no e-girls, not even once. They're starting to follow that theory. But I like Brett. Nothing bad to say about Brett.
Right.